All right, here we go. Chicken Parmesan going into the oven. Boy, does this look good. I can't wait to taste it. You guys are gonna have to check this out. I'm excited about this one. This is sort of my go-to recipe if we go out to a restaurant, the chicken Parmesan. Now, a lot of times, I'm used to chicken Parmesan having, you know, some sort of noodle or this, a pasta base with it. This has zucchini, which is another favorite of mine. This one says it takes about 35 to 45 minutes. Most of my time is usually eaten up with the prep. So the fact that there's not as much prep in this one, really just cutting up some zucchinis, should be pretty quick. In kitchens, from what I've heard, I've never worked in a kitchen, this is what, you know, a sous chef or the assistant chef or whatever, you know, I assume the entry-level position is cutting up the vegetables, doing all the prep, because it is very much a time-consuming part of the job and not particularly rewarding. Okay, so this is part of the pre-prep. I'm gonna do a little extra because it always seems like the stuff sticks on there. Then, in a mixing bowl, combine marinara and half the red pepper flakes. It's like this isn't some like secret ingredient. Try to get as much out as possible. I mean, the nice thing is because there isn't the noodles in that, I assume, you know, that's where a lot of the sauce gets kind of used up in there. Crushed red pepper. So that's half. It's gonna have a little bit of heat on there to taste. I probably didn't need to add all those in there because I'm a wimp. So half the panko, which is perfect because I have 2 packages. I have to say, that's one of the nice things about doing the 4 servings as opposed to, as opposed to the, don't try this at home, 2 servings, is everything is doubled then. And so then it's very easy to do, use half of it is used quite a bit. So if I only had 1 of these packages, figuring out half might be a little challenging, but half with 2 is divided by 1, then you only have 1 left because that's half the 2, you know, math. And then it says all of the Parmesan, right? So I like that ratio. We got a lot more cheese than we do the panko. Mix that up, right? It's kind of, whoa, whoa. There we go, set that aside. I'm going to put the, and they show this on the picture, I'm gonna put the zucchini in a bowl so that when, because they get tossed, because I read ahead, they get tossed in some seasoning, and it's much easier to do that when you have them in the bowl as opposed to tossing them while they're in the tray. I'm using my noggin now. Now, I got all the other stuff for the chicken ready to go here, and we're gonna get these opened up here. Should be able to just dump these out. I'm trying to minimize the amount of touching chicken, because I always feel like I do that and then I have to wash my hands 4 times because I got all the chicken juices there. So I know you're not supposed to use a plastic cutting board for cutting, but we like to use it when we're doing anything with the raw meat because it's just kind of easier to clean up, doesn't get all the meat juice in the, you know, in the wood grain and all that. Good looking chicken breasts. I mean, they really are nice, and you got a little bit of fattiness there, but get that. And that's 4 chicken breasts there. You know, one of the other things too is when I'm working on these, you know, it always seems like there's just so many dishes that get used up. And I always think of like, yeah, real cooking shows with a budget and, all right, am I doing this right? Pound with a heavy object to a 1/4 inch thickness. Well, I happen to have a little meat tenderizer. I think that will do the trick. Kind of fun. Who needs rage rooms when you can just pound some chicken? Seems about right. Okay, there you go. And I will still wash that just to be on the safe side. But yeah, you dirty up a bunch of dishes and then it always feels like, you know, it just takes so much to clean up. But if I had a staff to do all that, that'd make this go a lot easier. Okay, probably could have gone a little bit more pound heavy. I will tell you, one of the things that I discovered about doing, a few of these meal kits is that the toppings, the garnishings that they have in here, it always seems like we have way extra. So my lesson I've learned is that we have all these like little random little bags of garnishings and that. I'm a little too conservative about sprinkling stuff on top. So my takeaway is to be very generous with, trying to coat everything on there. So there you go, nice and covered. This is feeling so far so good. So we're gonna take the garlic salt here. We're just gonna put that on there, give it a little quick toss. And now we're cooking. That smells delicious. I'm a big fan of garlic salt. It's a nice little kind of different choice opposed to just regular salt. By the way, before we get too far into this, I just want to say, if you want to try out Home Chef for yourself, check out the description below this video. There's a discount code link that you can click on, get a great discount on the box you order. You pick out the meal. You could try this one, you could try something different, and how often you want it, how many servings, and you can get the boxes come to you every week. So be sure to check out that link so that you can get the discount code before you continue on. In some of my other videos, I mentioned that I've been trying to get away from using a lot of salt. I grew up in a house where we didn't really taste food and we just salted everything first. So I've been trying to get away from that. Oh yeah, see, this works out so much, works out so much better as long as you don't drop them on the floor. And garlic salt is, in fact, a nice little different way of getting more flavor with less salt. Here's my pro cooking tip. A little bit of garlic salt goes a long way as opposed to regular salt, and then you end up being like too much. So you spread this into a thin layer. I was smart and got the bigger pan to start with because I did see you're gonna also end up putting the chicken on here as well. We're just gonna take this. This is wild. I feel like there's so much seasoning on this one. I'm not complaining, but wow, look at that. I'm excited. I'm going to throw this in the oven and then we go over to the stove. So let's go to the other side. All right, we'll get this thrown in the oven, hot oven, and that goes in for 12 minutes timer. So we are on to step 4 here. So we're about a half hour into this. While the oil heats, wow, they give me something to do while the oil heats. I line a plate with a paper towel. After 5 minutes, test oil temperature by pinching some of the panko. It should sizzle gently. If it browns, immediately turn the heat down and let cool. If it doesn't brown, increase heat. Okay, I'm excited about the zucchini. I love how much seasoning there's on that. That's a gentle sizzle, but a little too gentle if you ask me, like I know. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. Home Chef really has their recipes down to a science that really kind of stress-free, kind of just taking your time to get this all going. Let me try this test again. That's a gentle sizzle. Okay, I like that. That feels about right. Let me get that patted in there. We were going panko side down. Feels like it's gonna go all over the place. Is my pan big enough? That's the question. Ooh, that oil is hot. Oh boy. It's just about not big enough. There we go. Ooh, don't do that. Ooh, oh, almost got to see me get myself burned on hot oil. This is cool. I've never cooked chicken this way. Yeah, I think it'll should flip pretty okay. All right, we're getting there. I don't know what that does. It just makes me feel like I'm cooking. Let me get these flipped over here. Ooh, ooh, that looks so good. Look at that. Oh, but look at that. I am amazingly impressed that that looks like a perfect golden brown. That is about as close to the recipe card as you can get. I mean, come on now. So 5 minutes was exactly right. Now, obviously everybody's stove and pans and all that are different, but I'm excited about that. That is cool. Now that's already looking good in there. All right, I'm pumped, I'm excited. All right, so this is done. So I'm gonna go stop, just so they don't overcook. But they're looking good. I mean, those are looking pretty yummy so far. So I'm just gonna set these off to the side. As we know, don't touch the pan. We're at about 40 minutes now. We're not too far off, I don't think. For my cooking skill and ability, add, about 10 to 15 minutes on this, and that seems to work out pretty good. There we go. All right, let's check the internal temperature. Should be 165. Find one of the thicker pieces. About 175, so that feels like right on the money. Transfer this to a paper towel. Let it rest for 2 minutes. While that's setting, let me grab the what you call these? Zucchinis. We're just gonna get these slid over to one side, just making some room for the chicken. These are seeming really nice and tender. This is kind of cool. I like how this works out, how it's like it all kind of comes together. That makes sense? You can see this. Ouch, it's still a little hot. This is exciting. I love chicken Parmesan, if you can't tell. So I'm not gonna skimp on this sauce. Like, let's use it, we have it. Might be a little on the spicy side for me, but that's gonna be okay. We're gonna make it work. I'm just gonna, not be a wimp about it. I'm gonna put half of this on each of these. So might as well use it up. What am I gonna do with this later? I'm fairly confident my daughter, my toddler, is gonna like this. She loves chicken nuggets, loves ketchup, and she actually loves green vegetables. I don't know if she's ever had zucchini. All the things that she should like are in here, so. Looks good. Boy, oh boy, I'm excited about that. Let's get this ready to go in the oven. There we go. So we'll let that go for 5 minutes, and then we'll get this plated and see what it tastes like. The best part. We have 1 more minute left on that, and it looks like it's, the cheese is melting up. I got my plate. I'm gonna need a knife and a fork. And we're gonna try this out. 5 seconds, here we go. Out. Ooh. This is why I should have the camera on the whatever I'm doing, because I pulled it out of there and the weight of the chicken was a little bit more and the whole thing tipped. So I was trying to be cool and do it with 1 mitt, and because I dropped the other one. And yeah, almost was a complete disaster. Let's get a piece of chicken here. Looks like a nice one right there. Whew. Oh my gosh, this might be the closest to looking like the picture as I've ever seen. I'm gonna try to really get this plated just right. Look at that. Here you go, watch. Ready? I mean, come on. Is that not pretty darn close to the picture? I do say so. All right, so there you have it. Crispy chicken Parmesan with cheesy zucchini. All right, I'm gonna try the zucchini first. Wow, that's really good. The panko adds this kind of nutty flavor, is that the right term? It just adds this nice kind of earthy kind of taste with complementing the zucchini really well. Well seasoned, as we saw, we had plenty of seasoning to go around, so that was really nice. I mean, the chicken about done perfectly, if I do say so myself, trusting the thermometer. So we got a little bit of the cheese, the sauce. Here we go. Okay, I'm a big fan, and I eat a lot of chicken Parmesan. Dare I say, this is restaurant quality chicken Parmesan. Really, really good. The sauce is flavorful. The panko offers a nice crisp crunch to it. The cheese is all in there. I think the fact that we had so much sauce to go around, didn't feel like I was skimping on that. In fact, if you look at the picture, I have more cheese than they do. But just a really well-balanced meal. What I'm gonna try here, I'm gonna do a little bit of both of these. Kind of, this is an advanced technique, but we're eating them both together. That blends really well. The zucchini, the chicken, you have the panko on both of them, the cheesy. Wow, this might be, dare I say, one of my favorite meals that I've gotten from Home Chef. Really, really delicious. Again, I love chicken Parmesan, so that's, you know, is a bit of a no surprise there, but this is really good. If you want to try this recipe out or any of the Home Chef recipes, click the link down in the description so that you can try that out at a discounted price. You can pick out which recipe you want, which box you want, how many servings, how often, all of that kind of stuff. And while you're doing that, I'm gonna enjoy my dinner. This is delicious. Thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, because we're looking for the best meal kit delivery services that are out there, and I'm going through all of them. And so if you have one you wanted to see me look at, add it to the comments, subscribe, like the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Wow, that is so good. Okay, I saved some for my family, I guess. Almost forgot my plate.